Hey everyone. So in this quick video, I'll show you guys how you can get started with our new upcoming product, which we call Xenett Pulse. So go to pulse.xenett.com and then click on sign up, create the new account. Now at this point, this is a independent app than Xenett. So you guys will have to do a fresh sign up, but eventually we will give an option for you guys to log in with your existing Xenett account. But for now, just simply create your new account. Now, once you log in, you will actually land here. Let me just show you. You will land here. Simply click on Add Client from QuickBooks, where you connect your QuickBooks client. For the first time, it will ask you for the report period because you will have to define the period for which you would like to generate the diagnostic report, right? Once you do that, you can go into the client. So right now I am going into the client, and this is where you will see the report. Now there are two views, accountant view and client preview. Accountant view is where you can make some changes, and client preview is what your client will be able to see it, right? Now with the accountant view, let me talk about each of this page. This is a cover page. This is the firm wide page where whatever changes that you make here will apply to all of your clients, right? And here you can actually make some changes with the color. In case if you wanted to change the placement, you can do that. This is your client logo. So when you double click on it, you should be able to upload your client logo. And same way, this is your firm logo where you can upload your firm logo. In case if you would like to apply any cover page image, you can do that as well. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Now let's talk about this report overview. This is also a firm wide page. Any changes that you do here will apply to all of the clients. So in case if you want, this is the default text, but in case if you would like to make some changes, you can do that here. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is that you can actually use this tag name like a add client name, add firm name. What this would do is that if you type in, like let's just say in here, I said client name. If I do the client preview, that tag will be actually be replaced by the actual client name, correct? So that way you kind of make it a little bit personalized for your client. So that's that. Summary is automatically generated based on the data that we have it. um, Data completeness, this is quite important. Now here, let me actually show you. Okay, here you will see that some information are blank. Okay, this is very important because at this point we are pulling certain information through browser extension, because QuickBooks API does not allow us to pull that. For that, simply click here, download extension. That will take you to Google Drive. Download this zip file, extract it, and then what you do, you go to your browser's extension where you click on browser extension, manage extension, make sure you enable this developer mode, click on load unpacked, find that extension folder, just simply click on that folder, and then don't go inside, just simply select the folder, click on select, the extension will be loaded in your browser. Now this is the temporary step, like why you have to download it. That's because right now we have not officially published this app to the Google extension store. But in next few days, as we go live, we will also upload this extension on Google Web Store, so that way you can directly download it from Google Web Store. But this is a temporary step where you have to manually download and upload this extension here. Okay. Once you have installed that extension, just log into that particular client's QuickBooks. So in this case, demo company. Just make sure that you log into demo company and then visit these two pages, the reconciliation summary and bank field screen. By visiting these pages, extension will actually read the information from that page, and then it will actually populate here. So once you visit the page, simply click on refresh, and yeah, those information will be populated. Now by default, what we're doing here, we pull all this bank and credit card account. But let's just say if in some accounts are inactive and if you would like to hide it, just simply click on this eye icon, which means that those two accounts will not show up on the client preview, like those will be disabled. So that sort of customization, you can do that. All right, so that's that. And these are the review findings here. So you don't have to do anything. Like we can actually pull all this data from QuickBooks directly. Now, for all this review finding, when you click here on these transactions, you can actually view all those transactions, what makes up that. Second, like when you put your mouse on this info icon, it will also explain what exactly that review point is. Okay. In case if you want to hide, similar to bank and credit card accounts, if you want to hide any of this review point from the report, simply click on this eye icon and that will not show up on this particular client. Now this hiding thing uh, on review finding in bank account will only apply to this client only, correct? So for example, let's just say this client is on cash basis and I don't really need to show negative vendors or past due balance, so you can actually hide them from this report. In case if you wanted to write some customized note, you can also do that. And on client preview, one thing we are doing differently is that on accountant side, we kind of display this tooltip on hover. But when you go to client preview, because clients may not because clients, if clients are looking at the PDF file, there is no hover icon, right? So for them, in case if you're downloading PDF, then they can actually see this little description right below that review point. Okay, it's that. Now there are two type of statuses that we are doing here. One is past and second is attention. So I mean, this is a demo company, so there is nothing in past, but let's just say if there are no negative vendors, then you would see like, okay, this is past and there is nothing to worry about. All right, so that's that. Now for the review finding, we have actually a lot of settings available. Let me talk more on that. So you can go to firm settings from here, or when you are at the clients and then click on firm settings, you can also access it from here. um, so let me actually first talk about the settings for review findings and then I'll talk about other settings. Now this is where there is a lot of customization that you can do. First of all, these are like sections. Default, this is how I have structured review points into these different sections. But if you would then like to add your own sections, then you can do that. If you want to rename something, you can do that. If you want to, like, let's just say negative vendors, if you don't want here, but if you like, you want it from, you want it to transactions review, just simply drag and drop here, and that would be kind of changed. So it's pretty flexible that way. Even the names of the review point, you think that negative vendors may not make sense, but you would like to call it something else, you can actually rename it. Same way with the tooltip. With the tooltip, when you click here, in case if you would like to change something, you can also do that, right? This is totally flexible. One thing to be noted is that whatever changes that you make here will then apply to your firm, which means all the clients of your firm will be seeing that particular name, that particular tooltip, that particular section orders as well. Okay. Now we have a way to also turn particular review point off. So example, let's just say for any clients, you do not really care about these small fixed asset purchases. You just turn it off. What this would do is that for all of your clients, this review point will never even show up, right? So this is more like a firm level enable and disable that we can actually do it. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm gonna go back to the report. I'll come back here, but I'm gonna go back to the report because I want to explain other. Okay, so here is a review finding, and the last one is the next steps. This is also we have defined it here by our own, but in case if you would like to change something, you can do that. So there are 3 default steps. In case if you would like to change something, you can do that. You can also add a next step. Now this is also a firm-wide page, which means that whatever changes that you make will apply to all of your clients. Okay, so just be sure. In case if you want to add a new step, you can do that. Here it's a footer, so in case if you wanted to type in like, okay, reach out to me at info@xenett.com, you can do that. So those things that you can do that. So right now these are the pages that we have it. Okay. Now some more things is that this is where you see the period. In case if you would, let's just say you added a client with this particular period, but after that you wanted to change something, simply click here and you can change the period as well. Okay, so that's that. Another thing is that what was that? One second, let me just Yeah, this refresh. Um, so what happens is by default, not by default, but the moment you sync your client, we pull the data from QuickBooks. Now, every time you log into client, we are not calling QuickBooks API to refresh the data. So this is a manual refresh, right? So all you simply have to do, let's just say you created this report today, and after 5 days, you decided to send it to your client. Just make sure that you hit this refresh. So that way it would basically pull the latest data from your QuickBooks file. All right. That's that. And then here share. This feature is not working right now. Email report to client, but very soon it will be in the action. But right now, in case if you would like to download it, you can do that. In case if you want to download the Excel file that will have the review findings for all the review points, you can do that. So just in case if you guys do not want, so eventually our goal is to introduce a white labeling where you can see right now it says Xenett.com, right? But eventually you don't want your clients to know anything about Xenett, so you can apply your custom branding. And so that way you can actually share a shareable link with your client. So your clients can also view this in their web browser as well. But let's just say if you don't want your client to ever access it using web, but you want to give them a PDF, you can actually download the PDF as well. And for the counts, so you see these counts, you can actually separately download the findings that will have one Excel file with each sheet for each review point, and your clients can also review details there as well, right? So we also have that feature available. So this is what diagnostic review feature is all about. Yeah, one thing I actually forgot to go back is the form settings. So we call it diagnostic review, but if you want to call it something else, you can do that, like health check report or pre-inspection, you can do that. This is what the firm name is. So in case if you want to change something, now there are certain things that they're assuming, but in case if you would like to change something, then you can do that. So one of the thing one of the review point that we have is the threshold limit for the fixed asset. So anything less than this amount will show up here. But in case if you want make some changes with that threshold amount, you can do that. With the negative balance, so what happens is we have a review point that flags any such accounts that have got negative balance. But what it does is that if any of the accounts have these keywords, those accounts will not be counted, because by default, accounts with these keywords are expected to have negative balance. So we have a config for that. Similarly, uncategorized transactions we are pulling. So what we are doing is that any accounts that have got these keywords, uncategorized, ask my, suspense, it will actually show the count for that. So just in case if you wanted to add something else, you can also do that. So that's that. In case if you wanted to invite any of the user, you can do it from here. Danger zone. So just in case if you want to delete the whole from account, then you can also do that from here, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, it's like a pretty early version. What I wanted you guys to do is if you guys can connect some clients, all I wanted was that it does not need to be your prospect, but you can actually connect any live clients. The feedback that I wanted was, okay, like, what do you think is great? What is actually missing, or what features you would like to see it? And in case if you think there are some unnecessary things, then also let me know. In case if you wanted some more customization, like example, you wanted to like you wanted, let's just say, you want to add a new page by yourself, things like that. So just let us know. If there are any of those features, then we would actually look into that. All I want is get an overall feedback. What do you think? Is it helpful, not helpful, valuable? So that way we can actually build it accordingly. All right. Thanks. And I'll actually talk separately, maybe in my email as to how you can actually submit us the feedback. All right. Thanks.